Nikkei Taino's My Personal Weatherman BL manga gets live action show.
What a way to
Are we on
start the
board?
episode.
Are we gonna?
Yeah.
Are we gonna? We're gonna watch
Sure,
it.
why not?
Are you
Yeah.
on? Yeah.
Yeah, we're on.
We should do
Let's go.
I wish we could do a live watching.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That'd be great.
Hey,
That'd be so
everybody,
good.
and welcome to episode 53 of Read This Way. I am Brad, and he is Logan.
I am.
We got a little bit of news. We got some new stuff to talk about. Continuing our read on from our new chapters of the weeklies and our newest drops in the anime and manga properties in the recent weeks.
Yeah.
You want to start us off?
I will start us off with there have been quite a few interviews floating around for the Studio Bones guys coming with their 25th anniversary coming up. They've been doing a lot of press release material and discussing their new project.
That does look really good.
Mechanical Rouge seems to be a crazy combination of like I really don't know. Ghost in the Shell and I don't know. It's got this really cool concept where you've got, you know, androids and the likes of living amongst the general populace, including Mars. So we've populated Mars, except the androids on Mars, of course, are going rogue and starting to kill people. And there is two specialized androids that are sent to dispatch said 9 androids that are going rogue. So expect a lot of mecha and a lot of action happening, which is, you know, what they do best.
Yeah.
Looking back at their range of materials. But, you know, going back over the content they've made over the years, you know, the vast majority of the Bones team was responsible for Cowboy Bebop, you know, and they've also done Brotherhood. And oh man, I need to find that list. I really do, because now I sound silly. But they've done, you know, 25 years of anime. They've done a lot of stuff. Eureka 7, they did as well.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. And yeah, so the list goes on, and the guys have been at it for so long, and it's been the same team, same couple of guys.
Oh, really?
Been running it for 25 years. Yeah,
that's cool. I didn't actually know that.
That's unreal. I found that fantastic. That's still, you know, that's still that they've backed what they wanted and they've kept going.
Yeah.
So it's really good. So keep your eyes out for that. It's definitely going to be a rather spectacular film. There it is. I finally found it after scrolling through. Brotherhood, Blood Blockade, Battlefront, Bungo Stray Dogs.
Oh, that's right. They did
Eureka
do that.
7, Mob Psycho 100, Soul Eater, My Hero Academia.
Have you watched Blood Blockade Battlefront?
I tried to watch it. I had a couple of goes at it because I really loved the animation in it, but I had a lot of trouble just attaching to anything that was happening. The story
starts off really. It's not like it's slow. It's just like it drops you in. I don't know. It's a bit rough to start. I can't really.
Okay, so it gets better as it goes on. Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I might give it another go. And they're also responsible for Aaron High School Host Club.
Yeah.
Oren.
This is so good.
Yeah. So as you would know, they have a very large female fan base.
I would recommend watching, for you specifically, watching Blood Blockade Battlefront in dub while you're drawing or something.
Oh yeah, I might. I'll start it from the start again, and you know, eventually
it's got a really good dub cast as well.
Oh, cool! That's cool. I like a good dub. I do. as much as some people don't.
I never really understood the whole subs v dubs thing.
Yeah, if it's good, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, early days, sure, but like where we're at now is it's really like.
Oh yeah, if you go back to like early 90s, mid 90s, even early 2000s, you know, it was the same 10 people dubbing everything.
I mean,
So,
those same 10 are still in the industry and they're fucking big, but
yeah,
it's, I mean, they've had years upon years of experience now. The ADR directors were a lot better. The whole pipeline has gone through massive overhaul, and we don't have 4 kids anymore, so that's a big bonus.
yeah.
There's a litany of things that have improved over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And it's just been, yeah, it's been getting better and better. And people have becoming, you know, they're taking it a lot more seriously than what they
Yeah,
used to. So yeah, early on it was definitely a given. You know, people hunted or were drastically after the subs because the quality was just better.
yeah,
Because there was a lot more variety and there was a lot more expression in the characters. But nowadays, you know, you'll still get repeat voice actors, but a lot less repeat.
yeah.
But you can follow the
Um,
careers of people. You know, you can
yeah.
keep track of who's doing what.
It's the same as watching like your big blockbuster movies where you're like seeing recurring actors between movies, like
Yeah.
like seeing Robert Downey Jr. play Iron Man and then seeing him play Sherlock Holmes. It doesn't devalue either movie.
No,
They're still good
because he's
movies.
Robert Downey Jr. in both.
Yeah, well, yeah. True.
Yeah.
That was the
What
only
news have you
example
got?
I could think of. What news do I have? I'll tell
Yeah.
you after this short break. And segue to having it up straight away. We got a.
Oh,
It's not really for us, but I just really wanted to talk about it because I think it's funny as
I know we're
hell.
never going to get it, but
Oh
I wish
hell
they
no!
would film some of this stuff and
I
actually
wish
put it up
that
on
would be
YouTube or
so
something.
good.
You know, the audience is there. We want it.
It especially after like watching or reading, I should say, Oshinoko and finding out how much effort and production and everything that goes into these stage plays, especially the 2.5 ones where they've got the 3 stages set up and
Yeah.
the audience actually rotates as opposed to like the stages moving. Such a cool idea.
Yeah, they do. The production scale is just phenomenal, of course.
Huge. But yeah, there's a live action. Well, it's not an adaptation, stage play. Dude, I wish we were in Japan. I would just go see this in a heartbeat.
You'd be down there. It'd be
Also,
front
just
row.
to see the prosthetic, because it's like high quality cosplay essentially.
Yeah, yeah, they would have dropped a few coin into
Oh,
getting the production right.
it looks so good. I mean, just
They've done a pretty
the
good job with the cast.
from the poster, he looks awesome.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah,
poster.
everyone looks pretty good.
Mm,
Denji kind of creeps me out in this poster
perfect.
though. I know.
He's meant to be a creepy, weird guy.
I know. Is he?
At no point should Denji look like a guy that you'd want to approach on the street.
I don't know, man.
Well,
Yeah, you're
I
probably
just,
right.
yeah, he just doesn't have the presence of someone like the social aptitude to understand or comprehend.
Maybe part two. Part
Yeah,
two
a little bit
Denji's
more.
like
He's
kind of
getting
it.
there.
You can
But he's
sit on
still
him.
got that really abrupt sort of
He's a chair,
attitude.
man.
Yeah, true. If he needs to be.
Yeah, an actual chair, man. Anyway, um, this is the next thing that I wish we had over here. So Shonen Jump's holding their second manga dive, which is like a VR experience with really cool manga visuals and audio that they did last year for One Piece. This year, they've got their three heavy hitters, but two of which that have already got anime adaptations, which is this a subtle hint, maybe?
We can only
Am,
hope.
am I sipping on copium? Maybe.
I don't know. It still scares me though, man. Every time
Ah,
they sort of hint at it, it just scares me a little bit.
why? I can't wait to see this animated.
I don't know. It's just because I've got such a high level of praise for it, and it sits in a special place, and I don't know if anybody's going to be able to do it the way I want them to do it.
Regardless, though, you'll still have the manga.
Yeah, I know, but so many people will approach it from the anime angle. They won't have read
Yeah,
the manga, you know.
but I mean that's like a lot of things, right?
Yeah, I know. And then I can be that, you know,
Yeah, you can be the super
the
snob.
superior.
Yeah, the manga reader and be like,
Oh, by the
actually,
way, actually, be that
um,
guy.
yeah. So I didn't even say what they were. So it's Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, and Dan to Dan. Man, it'd be so cool if they even just released like something that you could jump into with your own like VR
Yeah, why
headset,
wouldn't
even
they?
if it's just the
Why?
phone. I don't know. Copyrights, they want you in that thing, charge you. I don't know, man.
Fine, charge me.
Yeah.
Make me pay for the app. Don't care.
Even just show me in normal video. I don't care.
Yeah,
If this
it
is
doesn't
the only
have to be
way
in
that
full VR. Let
if
me.
this is the only way I get to see like animated manga panels of Dandadan, then do it. I
It'll
don't
be interesting.
care. Yeah.
Come on,
Oh
guys.
Jesus. Um,
Okay, so we've made ourselves sad with two things that we're never ever going to see.
I know. In the same vein, this could be a Shonen Jump Plus Japan exclusive. I don't know yet. Um, we get a new title.
Yosuke Takano.
No idea what it's about, but
Looks
yeah.
edgy.
Watch this
I think
space.
that's their previous work, by the looks of it, as per usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shihei Lin is recruiting assistants for a new series by Yosuke Takano, the one that's done Boken and Hagurumi. So that actually that's probably going to be way off before we see something. So it'll
Late
probably be
July.
late this year. I reckon
Oh,
that we'll
to
see
begin.
maybe the first
Yeah.
chapter. Yeah.
So we
But it's
might
cool
see the
that we're
first
getting
chapter in
like
August.
yeah. It's cool
Yeah,
that we're
a
getting
little
like
bit of
those
press
announcements.
before.
And covers is pretty much the last thing I've got. Well, and a little fun fact news that they released as well, which is interesting. So me and Ruriko's got another cover. No idea what it's parodying this time. I kind of love it.
I'd be happy to like read a book of just the covers.
Yeah.
I can't read the content, but the covers, I love them. They're fantastic. It
Blue
looks a
Box.
little bit like a Hell's Paradise cover.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, with the
No,
weird
there's not.
multi-arm thing in the background.
There's not enough like colors splattered on it.
Yeah, I know.
Hell's
But
Paradise.
you know
But
where I'm coming
yeah.
from. It looks kind of
Yeah.
like one. But
It kind of looks like a Sakamoto. I think it's Sakamoto, dude.
Oh
The
yeah,
font.
maybe it's Sakamoto.
I think
Yeah,
it's
that's a Sakamoto
Sakamoto.
font.
And because like the O usually has Sakamoto's face in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was off.
Oh yeah, and it's the little charm. It's the assassin girl that we haven't seen in ages. That has the
Oh, the one
charm
that
of
got
Sakamoto
kidnapped.
in her bag. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
We
Okay.
got there in the
Okay, we worked it out. We worked it out.
end.
All good.
It took a while, but I know I was looking and I'm like, man, that style looks so familiar. We got another blue box cover. Have you read any of that? Because I still haven't. It's been a little while since I've read anything rom-com or sports related, to be honest.
Mm,
Akane Banashi.
nice.
Oh, this is going to be the volume cover when they did that really cool scene with the dad when the dad wasn't even
Oh,
there.
nice. Yeah.
That was such a good chapter.
Hmm.
I love that we still haven't actually seen him since the first chapter.
No, well, you don't see any of her home life, really.
You see a bit of a mum.
Yeah,
That's
now
about
and
it.
then you'll get a few panels, but
Yeah.
not much more.
I'm really. I don't know what it is about the series that's just still got me engrossed. Just
It's just
really
the
loving
characters.
it.
The characters and the character development. It's,
Yeah.
it's going to grab you like any other battle manga. It's, it's going to drag you
They're
along for the ride.
still in that tournament arc essentially,
Hmm.
where they're all still vying for that position. So the story that she's performing is and why she was having the drinks with her dad um is a story that I've actually seen in a couple of other anime and stuff that's been just like a lot of the Rakugo art is like retellings of stories
Yeah.
over decades and centuries. It's like a story about a husband that comes home from drinking to his exacerbated wife. So at this stage, I think that's she might put a spin on it where it's like it's her drinking with the father drinking with the daughter. I'm not 100% sure. It's only just started, but it's pretty good, and I'm really excited to see how if this does get an anime adaptation, how they're going to go about portraying it.
Oh, they'll cut to them actually in the environment, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? The manga, you get small snippets of the actual performances.
Yeah. You'll get a
I'm
panel
hoping
that
that
feels, yeah,
yeah, I hope they blow it out spectacularly where we get like a full Rakugo
Food
performance
Wars
for like
style treatment.
yeah, like really like bloat that shit out, but like in a good way.
Yeah. It will. It'll definitely get an anime. I mean, it's so popular.
Yeah,
It's insane if it wouldn't.
yeah.
Man, I like the colors of that.
Oh
Those
yeah,
blues.
it's super nice. So that's a volume 7 cover actually. New Undead Unluck cover. Oh, actually no, that's the color page. Yeah. Yeah,
It's
we've gone into like a DBZ
Street
martial
Fighter.
arts tournament. Yeah, street. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, she's wearing the Chun Li outfit.
Yeah, she is very Chun-Li at the moment, actually. Yeah. Well, the reason I was spinning more towards DBZ is because they've all got superpowers, right? But
Oh yeah, yeah.
the current fight at the moment is between the two in the middle, and they're just beating the shit out of each other. But but they're in love, So it's like but they're both like majorly into martial arts. It's really cute, but you're like, you guys are like not holding
On the brink of
anything
killing each
back.
other.
Yeah. It's like almost like they're having
Because it's a
sex
form
on
of
the
respect,
field.
you know?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really cool last few chapters though. Um and the dude in the background uh, in the first loop, he's a villain, and in the second loop, Fuko coerces him into rape the dude on the right properly and nicely, so he doesn't end up being like that much of a villain, because she is more powerful than him at after the second loop, so she beats him in a fight, and so he's all like, I'll give you a rematch if you take care of these two children. So he like
You rate them properly.
gets coerced into being a dad. And it kind of like he's still a piece of shit, but like
He's still really
significantly
mean, but
less. Yeah.
yeah, but he's not
Like
mean to everyone.
he's like a gobstopper that's been put in the microwave. He's still like got a real hard outer shell and is really dangerous if you try and eat it, but but
Something
the
gooey
center's
on the
really,
inside.
yeah.
I don't think that's how that works, by the way. But
I
yeah,
mean, no, it is. Like there was a girl that put one in there. Don't do that, by the way. There was a
I
girl
just
like years
assumed it
ago
would
that
explode.
it does. It does.
Yeah,
She got third-degree burns all over her. It was really bad.
there you go. Don't do that.
It was molten candy. Yeah.
Anything molten is bad for you.
Going down rabbit holes here.
Yeah.
The Naruto Gaiden no, that's the creator. Minato is the character. Masashi Kishimoto is coming back with a Minato themed um manga chapter. I think it's like one shot length, so it's probably going to be like a
Yeah,
40
I'm pretty
page
sure it
comic.
is like a 60 to 80 page
Oh, okay, cool.
one shot. Yeah.
Nice,
So it's a
nice.
decent size, I believe. I might
And
be
our
horribly wrong.
last, I mean, that kind of does it for the news. But our last little fun facty thing that I have is this is the top 20 countries that use the Manga Plus app as of April 2023. So starting with 20, we've got Russia, then Peru, Colombia, the UK, Italy, Vietnam, Argentina, Chile, Canada, India. And then in our top 10, we've got Spain, Malaysia, Germany, Brazil, the Philippines. Do you want to guess who's in our top 5, Logan?
China?
No.
Oh, that's a little bit surprising.
I'm
The
going to give you
US?
4 more guesses. Yeah? Wait,
Dare I say Australia?
no, which is
We
really
don't even
disappointing.
make the top 20.
I know. I mean,
uh,
admittedly, we probably are higher on the Shonen Jump Plus, the Shonen Jump app. I'm
yeah.
hoping. You get 3 more guesses.
Have you said Malaysia already?
I did already say Malaysia.
Yeah. Okay. Korea?
No.
Oh,
You
God,
get 2 more.
I don't know, man.
All right. Well,
I can't.
throw some countries out. Just
Africa?
yeah, I did.
Sorry.
That I
Yeah.
did tell you to say just throw countries out. Last one.
Iceland?
Come on, just throw one. Shit. Yeah. Nah. Okay. Where do you think US placed? In the top 5, what do you
Third?
reckon? Oh, that's a good
Is it
guess.
third?
So number 5, we've got Mexico. Number 4 is France. Number 3 is Indonesia. I said that really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, he said Imdum need to use it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. My brain just broke as I said it.
Indonesia.
I know how to say Indonesia. I don't know what happened there. I was really scared that I was going to stuff it up again. Number 2 is Thailand, and number 1 is the US.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Is this is going by just the amount of users, right?
Yeah, user count.
Yeah.
And like I said, like it's
I'd be
from
curious.
months ago now.
I'd be curious to see percentage of population,
Mm.
because that's
Actually,
the
yeah, where was
it's the number that intrigues me.
India is significantly lower than I thought as well.
Well, they probably do a lot of stuff on the high seas like we do. I can imagine that a lot of their content would be fan translated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still don't see much avatar. Wow, I can't speak today. Advertisement for the Manga Plus app at all over here. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm good. I'm here.
It's been a long week, man. It's only Wednesday, but it's been a long week.
That's It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. You and me. On Hump Day.
I didn't even work on Monday.
I know, you kick back and
I know,
waited for me.
I know. It's partially what's breaking me so much is that I had like a 4-day
There wasn't
weekend.
that many words.
No. But like I kind of got into that holiday mentality. Even though I wasn't
you had a day off.
having a break. Yeah. So I had the 4-day break, and now I'm back into work, and I'm struggling this week. Yeah.
Slept down.
Like, no,
that's all right.
I'm
that's
not
right. I'll forgive you. We'll get back on track.
Speaking of being overworked, not even remotely close, but Zom 100 bucket list of the dead. Actually, do I still have the manga in here? I do. Yes. Oh,
we're jumping straight into this. We're jumping straight in, man. Keeping the feels.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Well, I watched it like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I'll rephrase. I watched it again an hour and a half ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I tried watching. What was that other one? We'll talk about that in a minute. The girl I like forgot her glasses.
Yeah.
Is that
that one. We'll talk about that towards the end. Hey.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
It can be.
I tried watching that, and I had to palate cleanse, and so I watched Zom 100 again.
So I haven't read the manga. You've read at least the first.
The first volume. Yeah, which isn't too much. Like the first episode is pretty much the first chapter.
Yep.
Pretty sure. Let me just. Yeah, it's about that roughly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't read the manga. I don't know what the first part's like or what the rest of it's like. I tell you what, though, if this was my manga and I was the mangaka for this particular title, I wouldn't have wanted any other piece of animation on the screen. It was so perfectly executed.
I would be crying happy tears of joy.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
definitely.
man.
It was astounding in every way. I mean, who rushes out in their first episode and has impact panels and and sequences that actually make you feel like you are drowning in depression.
Right?
That first half of the episode, man, the episode only ran for like 20 minutes and it felt like a solid hour.
Yeah.
You know, it was that kind of content where you just like, man, I feel like I'm full. after watching this.
Okay.
You know,
I'm going to make a really weird comparison here. Just bear with me.
Yeah.
This is cheat skill done right. Now, let
Okay,
me
I'm bearing with you.
myself.
I'm bearing with you.
just on like core conceptuals, we start off our MCs in like beaten down by the world. Everything is going wrong for him, and then something happens. He gets. I mean, you could argue that it's an isekai because the world is so drastically different. I mean, you could. I'm going to argue that point. All right.
That makes
But,
everything
like,
an isekai.
Well, everything is an isekai. Have you not seen what comes out? Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not far wrong. At least 90% of the content that comes out.
So much.
I think maybe that's why something like this stands out the way it does.
Yeah. I was watching and I was like, there's like a few similar beats, and I'm just like, man, even just as a first episode, stylistically, animation wise, everything just shits all over cheat skills so bad. And like, is this me reaching because I wanted to shit on cheat skill a little bit more? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to. Yeah, that's it. That's the only comparison I really had. It was mainly just as I was watching like that really depressed start. I was like, the difference in how they portray like that real beaten down, depressed, really depressing content. It was like night and day. Like, Zom 100 made you feel for the character. Cheat skill was like, man, this is brutal for the sake of being brutal. Like, it felt really shallow. Yeah.
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 I guess maybe the other part of Zom 100 is that black companies do exist.
Yeah. Like the one that made cheat skill.
I mean, probably.
They probably made it at that sort of 2 to 5 a.m. period where
after
they finished working on other shows, and they're just like, yeah, and then we got to squeeze this other production in. Time for an all-nighter.
Oh. Probably. So just how did you feel about the opening scenes where the dude's running down the strip?
Oh, the very, very start.
Yeah. That cold open.
Yeah. That was so much fun. Just breaking straight into what you would expect a zombie series to be.
Yeah.
And then
dude, the animation.
Let's have a little chat about this animation, because it's got a very similar feel to Heavenly. The production level is up there, and their unification of 3D elements into the animation is phenomenal. You don't see it.
Flawless.
You notice it. And they've done it so well and used it so sparingly that you feel it. You know that these people have put every ounce and effort into producing what is an absolute magic piece of content.
This is their first property as well.
That's right. This is their first title. I don't know who started the group or anything like that, but there's not a lot of information about them.
I'm just quickly looking. Ooh, actually, they've got a Twitter. Sick.
I'd have to go through and look at like directors and keyframers and all that sort of stuff to see where they're from. But they're not, these are not new people. These are veterans. The way it's directed and the way the characters express and the way the movement and the timing happens, this is not a new crowd.
No, it can't be. So it's
Or it
Bug
could be a new crowd, but
Films.
with like experience at the top level.
Yeah. Just jumping over to their
While you're doing that, I'm just going to quickly, like,
gosh.
I really want to talk about the use of color in this, man. It is just phenomenal.
Well, as you
The
can
way
see,
that they've gone, let's screw color, let's screw blood, right? Let's not even worry about that. Let's make it look like he's running down the middle of a paintball match.
yeah. Well, and that's what
it looks
the
unreal.
manga looked like as well. And I was really, really, really hoping that was how they were going to translate it, and it does kind of work as pseudo censorship as well. And that too, yeah. So my anime list doesn't have anything else on there, but they actually have done work on Komi Can't Communicate as well as Summertime Rendering.
Oh, okay, that was something else. So Summertime Rendering was really nice. Komi wasn't too bad, pretty standard.
Yeah. Well, actually, let's talk a little bit about what the series actually is.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done that at
We're
all.
just assuming everyone's watched it by now, surely enough.
Oh, dude, I mean, it came out on Saturday. I haven't seen a whole lot about it. I wanted to wait until today to watch it specifically, so it was fresh. And I watched it on my lunch break, and then I was like, I needed to watch it on a bigger screen, and
I watched it on a 27-inch. It was nice, big, and bright, and the colors just looked freaking unreal. Looked so
not to flex, but the colors looked amazing on my OLED, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a flex. I got a HDR.
Yeah.
But, it's so the colors still popped, but
yeah,
not like an OLED. Dude. That would.
I know. Oh, dude, it looks so good. I mean, my screen on my phone is an OLED because phones have had OLEDs.
Still a tiny little screen.
I know. But then on my big boy screen, it was something else. Especially
on the big screen.
Oh, I just can't get over that cold open, man.
It's so much going on. Just for nothing. Realistically, it's for no purpose whatsoever, but it's so much work.
So
principle. So what happens in this series, right, is we follow I'll watch it like an hour ago and I can't remember his name.
Akira.
Akira?
Yeah.
Okay. So Akira's an office worker who's at the end of his tether because he's been working for a very terrible corporate company who have him work in basically night and day, only actually getting home like once a week. I can't believe that these kind of companies actually exist over there. And
also,
and basically,
just real quick, that cold open, it's
like 2 pages.
It's 3. It's a 1 page in a spread. That's it.
So good.
And they turn that into like a good 20-30 second open. Oh, it wasn't even that long.
Well, but the sequence, the sequence that it's a part of goes for about 3 minutes. Yeah. But yes, it's only on screen for about that long. But he's thoroughly depressed from working a job he thought was going to be Spectacular and his future, only to be run into the ground and taken advantage of for a solid 3 years straight. Now, my description does not give any weight to the amount of pain that's visually displayed on the screen. The way they portray his depression is just heartbreaking. Warning, trigger warning. If you are a tad depressed, the first 15 minutes of this anime is going to hit hard.
I mean, like, they
Really
make him
hard.
literally look like a zombie, which I think is such a fantastic parallel.
He also talks about
surprisingly
suicide
how
like 3
suicidal.
times.
Yeah. I was like, damn.
I love that scene where he's standing at like the ledge of where the trains
train.
are.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ah, damn, I can't get in front of the train. There's this thing in front of me." And I'm like, you could easily jump over that, but he's just too like lethargic to even do that.
The scene where he's just before the zombie outbreak, he's where he's eating the noodles, watching TV, and it comes up and it's talking about the exploitative companies, and he's all like, sure would be bad to work for one of them. I was like, damn. There were a few like minor changes, but overall, like, it felt almost panel for panel. And so cinematic. Like, it felt like it was a movie.
Yeah, big production.
I don't know if it was like the specific shots. Well, it's funny because it's massively contrasts to the other series that we watched, where like it was using very cinematic like camera angles, framing shots.
You're
perfectly.
Right. It feels very cinematic in the sense that it's not trying to do something crazy or out of place. A lot of it's shot like it's like you could easily do the camera work. There's nothing in this that couldn't be reproduced in camera and live action.
Well, it's funny you mentioned live action, because Netflix
because
already
they've done
so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, because I think it's actually coming out soon. Like, it's not the
Why would
release.
they do that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Why? Because Netflix paid enough money for them to say yes.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'm just going to quickly see if we have a release date. August.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're really not that far away.
No. Like, the first season's not even going to be wrapped up. Like, it's barely going to be started. We'll have like 3 or 4 episodes.
Have like 4 episodes. Yeah.
Man,
silly,
I'm so happy Netflix with how it turned out. It looks so phenomenal.
Yeah.
But yes. Switching gears back to, man, my ADD is playing havoc on this episode.
Where you want to switch
where did we get up to? Where did we get up to? We were talking about the story.
Well, we can. People can look it up. They can really look it up. If you really are curious or you're a big fan of zombie series and that sort of stuff. So if you're a fan of Shaun of the Dead, High School,
it's a horror comedy.
It's
Shaun of the
not
Dead,
meant to be taken seriously. Well, if you look at the title of the first chapter, it's Akira of the Dead. It's clearly taken influence from the likes of Shaun of the Dead, where we're going to be taken on a humorous journey, which is going to have a lot of emotional impact.
It's all like, I haven't read a lot of it because it got announced that it was going to have an anime adaptation. It was probably like,
wasn't that long ago?
Well, that's when we got the trailer, but it was announced ages ago, which is why I was like, I'm gonna wait. I'm kind of glad that I did. What was my point?
You had a point.
Sometimes
It's worth a watch.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
so good.
Definitely worth a watch. If you don't watch it, you're going to miss out.
Yeah.
Extremely. And you know what? The
It's
violence.
all.
Yeah, go before you forget.
Sorry. Yeah, I know. Thank you. From what I read of it, it's like there is like a more serious underlining story, but the stuff that focuses around Akira is all about him basically just reclaiming his life. So it's a lot of character growth, personal development, and a lot of those warm fuzzies just in the setting of the zombie apocalypse. So I'm not expecting it to be super serious. Like for the most part, it is going to be lighthearted and fun with zombies sprinkled in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes. I'm interested to find out because I think it's going to be next episode where we'll get introduced to a few more human characters and
Yeah.
be teased some of that more
can't-
serious storyline with the what happened with the zombie outbreak.
With the world.
And so
Yeah.
like Akira's whole focus is that he writes a bucket list and he basically has 100 things that he wants to do before he dies, hence the title.
Yeah.
Did we actually talk about the title?
No.
Yeah, cool. So it's Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to be introduced to another character in the next episode that's like his polar opposite. And she's wholly focused on like survival, where he's just living it up. Very, very blasé in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Which realistically, he's taking it the best way possible. During a zombie apocalypse, you don't want to be all serious.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I would have preferred that he stayed by himself for a little period of time. You know, if we got a solid 3 or 4 episodes of him just chilling, would have been nice.
That girl in particular kind of flits in and out pretty quickly.
Okay.
Like she gets introduced and then it's like a and B plot, I think. So I've only read the first volume.
We cut out to her now and then.
Yeah, so probably the first 4 chapters. So I reckon I reckon like the first 3 episodes I'd guessing. We're probably going to have 2, maybe 3 episodes of focusing on Akira and having characters come in and out. Then the first the Nick Frost character, if you will. I can't remember what his character's name was in Shaun of the Dead, but the
dumb
buddy character. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
You're going to love his introduction, man. I just remembered how it goes. It's so good. What was your highlight of the episode? After the depressing stuff. Actually, we'll split it because the first half's really depressing and then the second half's really colorful and fun. So what was your highlight for the depressing part and the highlight for the fun part?
Okay, the highlight for the depressing part was his love interest being banged in the boss's office.
Oh, actually, that was so good.
Such a great tea moment.
When it pans back to him and he's taping up the box and it just says trash. It was like
it works out so well. Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
The whole scene just plays out so well. The way she's so kind to him all the time, and then she just goes into the boss's office and it's just like bang, bang, bang. Don't worry, these walls are nice and thick. Nobody will hear anything.
So that was toned down in the anime. In the manga, it's a little bit more raunchy,
aggressive.
Yeah. And and they censor out the nipple as well. Later
They
on in
do
the
indeed,
episode.
with some
Yeah,
paintball action.
yeah. I was like, oh, I mean, it's still kinda, but it's weird that
Yeah,
you've
for the masses, man, for
chosen.
the masses.
I know. I don't understand what the problem is with nipples, though. It really confuses me.
There's
Everyone
one.
has
I
them.
don't see any problem with them. You don't see any problem with
I'm.
them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So they
You?
did
How
like
was
the.
your? What was your favorite part at the start?
Honestly, it was probably my favorite panel from the manga too, where he bumps into the letterbox on the newspaper stand on the
It
side of
says
the
sorry.
road, and it says "Excuse me." Like it just shows like how out of it he
Yeah.
really is. Like that whole
How
scene where he's like
empty.
walking home, he's like thinking about
Yeah.
whether or not he should just get a new job, but
Or off
what's the
himself. One or
point?
the other.
When's he gonna find the time? There's worse places in the industry, surely. I don't know about that, buddy, but
No, I don't think there is.
um, yeah, like that whole section of like from him standing in front of the train to like him walking in front of traffic, bumping into the newspaper stand, like the whole thing was just so. And like that's the thing, like he seems like such a zombie. Like the parallel is
Yeah.
just perfect.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, and
was
that's
my highlight.
it's such an excellent representation of that, because that's what zombies are in the end. They're a representation of the larger corporate organization that's destroying society by
Yeah,
turning everybody into mindless flesh-eating weirdos.
that's
Yeah.
us.
So you're right. So my favorite part of the happy part, so the second half, was when he rugby tackles the boss.
Yes,
Yeah, that
it's
was
great.
such an exceptionally beautiful piece of work. Those impact frames were just, hit at the perfect time. The expression of movement, the overextensions, the camera angles, the impact frames, the
I love
the
the
scale of
sketch
everything.
the
Yeah,
sketch
yeah,
animation. Oh, is that what they called?
yeah. That's what impact frames are. Yeah.
Oh, I've always called them sketch animations.
Okay. Yeah. No.
The first time I saw one that like really hit was in One Piece, and it does the same where it's
Yeah.
like it goes all like that really scratchy,
Yeah.
sketchy.
And they throw
Yeah,
them in there to contrast between the
yeah,
color and the
that
in
does
the
make sense
movement.
because it has high impact.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
yep.
exactly what they're there for. And
You
yeah, and it's
learn.
just such a beautiful piece. That's right.
Oh, and then like it represents him as the ball going over the rugby goalposts, and you've got
Yeah,
all
and then the whole
the shattered
sequence, the montage
glass.
of all the friends going,
Oh,
"Yay!"
so good. And I love how it was like lightly foreshadowed that he played rugby, and it plays
Yeah,
in at every point, and then it really drives it home once he tackles the boss through the window. So good.
yeah.
Um
Not even a little tackle. What was with the boss like completely transforming? I'm just like, I thought this was a zombie show, and it's turned
yeah,
into some sort
I
of
don't.
monstrosity show.
Well, yeah, I don't even think it was that weird transformation in the manga.
Maybe they
Yeah,
just did it
nah.
as like a visual representation of what the boss
I
was in his mind.
Yeah, because when he gets there, it's like he's pretty much already
Yeah,
straight away already
yep,
kind of goopy. But then yeah, he does. Yeah, he goes really weird on the transformation thing in the anime. It was a really
yep,
cool graphic representation. But
yeah.
I don't know. I love the him running on the spot though. That was really good.
Right on the spot.
Yeah, because he's like the
Oh, he
boss
slips on
vomits,
the blood.
and then
Yeah,
he does the little Looney Tunes run.
the little Looney Tunes run. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so cute. And he had those little stumpy
Uh,
legs too. It's like,
yeah, it's so good.
great. It's great.
My highlight from the second part, it honestly, it has to be that section 2 though, because it's just it
Mm.
is so good. And then, like, he
It's
goes
a
out the
massive,
window.
such a big turning point in the story, and it's so well done that it just
The
works
whole
out so well.
quitting, the love declaration afterwards, everything of it is just oh, it the voice acting, the animation, the sound design, the playing of tropes. It was just so
It all
good.
did this. It
It all
just
smooshed.
weaved
It
and smooshed together. It was
was
beautiful. Yeah.
amazing. That's enough of us
Yeah.
gushing. Go watch it. It's great. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
fucking fantastic first episode. And like you said, it
It's
felt like a
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
like that
It felt a lot
be
longer.
it could be like a one shot. Like that's it. Like
I would have been
you
satisfied if they just maybe if they turned up I don't know, a few extra frames or something in the sort of more low key areas and shined it up a little bit more, it would have been like practically a feature film.
yeah. I know
Yeah.
it's like the whole anime thing. And I assume it's always to like make sure that no one has seizures on. Why do they dull it? Why do they dull everything so much? Like reduce the lighting? Is it just because? Is it the whole Porygon thing from Pokemon?
No, I don't think so. When you say they've reduced the lighting, but the colors could have popped a
So,
little bit more. Are you
well,
talking
no.
about
So it's almost
contrast, or are
like
you
so.
talking?
Uh, it's almost like they turn off the backlight on some scenes. Do you not know what I'm talking about? It's not just this
No.
anime. Like they do it a lot when there's like
Yeah.
a lot of flashy shit going on. They'll like dull the brightness a bit.
Or maybe that's just to. Yeah, you could be right. It could be just to stop the seizure side of things.
I don't know. That's what I always thought it
Instead of
was.
flashing
The
lights.
from that yeah, from like
Hmm.
that one instance that happened back in the 90s where Pokemon like gave a bunch of people seizures.
That was so fun. Everybody's like, "Oh, have you watched that seizure show?"
And like we never got it over here, understandably
No.
so, but everyone knew about it. It was so weird.
It was funny.
Um
I mean, it
so
probably wasn't funny for the kid, but
there was multiple, if I remember correctly. Like, like
yeah,
enough for it to be a problem, but not enough for it to be like a widespread problem. Like I think it was like 10
yeah.
kids or something.
It was
Um,
solely responsible for all those seizure warnings at the start of anything that may have
yeah, for
flashing.
everything, everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there was the section where just at the start of the zombie apocalypse, he's running through the hallways or hallways of the outside of the like the apartments, where he's being chased by that wave of zombies, which I love how fluid they look, and they're like crashing into everything. Oh, so good. And yeah, it was weird because then there wasn't really a lot going on when they dulled the brightness. It was just like his face really close up on the screen. You'll have to go back and watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'll watch it again.
And look for
I
it.
definitely will.
Just an excuse to watch it again.
Well, I did have to pause it a couple of times to get up and do something. So,
Yeah.
definitely I'd like to watch it from start to finish without interruptions.
So much
And
pop
then,
culture.
back to back, after I finished watching that, I watched the episode of Mushoku Tensei.
Oh yes, episode
Yeah.
0 or did both? Because there's
Episode
2 out now,
0?
isn't there? I
Not
think
that
there's
I
2 episodes out now.
saw. Did I
Think?
not see it? Silly me. Maybe I didn't see it.
Because there's
Um,
one that focus on what's her name? Girl from the elf girl from his village.
no, I just saw the
I
one
can.
with him in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, the broken-hearted mage.
yeah, that's the one I watched.
Ooh, there's a new
Is
Psychopaths
that?
movie coming out too. I didn't know
Yeah, I
about
saw
that.
that. I did see that.
Yeah, what was her name? I can only remember what because she gets an alias in episode 0. Sylphette. That was her
Yeah.
name. Because yeah, she gets an acronym. I just said the thing, and an alias as Fitz. Yeah, episode 1, I guess it is, came out a couple of days ago. Oh, I missed it. Hang on. So when does it drop? Okay, so it drops on a Monday. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's
So
2
I need to
episodes
go
out.
back. Yeah, I need to go back and look for that. Like,
You
so if it was called
contextually,
Zero, I
yeah,
probably just completely skipped over and just.
contextually, you didn't miss out on anything because it's
Yeah.
completely separated from
Yeah.
everything that's
Okay.
happened with Rudy. So yeah, like you didn't miss anything. You can watch it in any order, really.
Yeah.
Up
Okay.
until Rudy gets to. Well, it'll be after the little depressed magician arc, so
Yeah.
probably like episode.
I'll be honest here. I was really enjoying the start of that when he was like Captain Mopey Pants.
I haven't watched it yet, but I have read it, so I know what we're
Oh,
talking about.
okay. I was just a little bit disheartened that he was happy by the end of the episode.
Oh no, he'll go back to
I know,
being
I know,
Ruby.
I know he delves back into it, but it just, yeah, it just felt like I didn't nothing achieved during the episode.
I
Maybe I
mean,
should have just waited till next week to pick it up.
it's gonna be like it was a setup episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they're going to
Yeah.
be completely gutted next episode. So,
How how much
we
was
were
covered in
introduced
this
to,
episode?
we were introduced to the new party.
Yeah.
So, and they went on their first hunt together,
Okay.
and we finish with him burning her hair in the fireplace.
Right. Oh, right. Eris's hair.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Because there's not. I'm just trying to like marry it up with because,
Yeah,
like I
where the
said
manga
last
is.
episode, it's such a confusing manga adaptation. So this story arc is I found out it's light novel 7, I think, which is specifically has its own manga adaptation that is separate to the main manga adaptation, which for some reason skips book 7. Just really weird. So it goes from depressed magician arc, from like the first season, skips the depressed bit and jumps straight to the section after that where Rudy's at school. And he's aged up significantly. Like he's
He's a little
like
bit older in this one, but not
So
too
like
much.
I reckon I can't remember how old he would have been, like 10, 11, 12, like around there.
I think he was 12 by the end of last season.
Yeah, okay, that would make sense. And so like depressed magician arc, he's like 13, 14, thereabouts. Like he feels a bit older. I don't know if that much time's really passed.
It's because he got some action in the end of the last season.
Yeah, he's matured. And then like the next little beat is probably like closer to 18.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, there's not a lot of content manga adapted wise for the depressed magician arc. It's kind of, I would say, maybe 5 episodes worth, maybe 6.
Yeah. So we're probably going to bypass the manga and
Yeah, All right,
straight
we're
up
gonna
adapted
bypass
into.
both. We're
Yeah.
gonna bypass both of them in this season, I reckon.
Okay.
Because they're both monthly series, so they're kind of slow going.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah,
It'll,
I'm really interested to see what happens because I know, I mean, the first season was
this
it was a slow
section,
burner.
this section's
So
gonna
you,
be Sword Art Online done better.
it's not hard to do
I know. But
unless you cheat skill.
remember? Wow. I mean,
Sorry,
okay,
I
so
keep
as
making you
bad
feel
as
bad.
Sword Art is, it has its moments.
I know. I did look. I'm like everyone
On
else. I've seen it all.
on the
I've
first
watched every
watch,
season. I've watched
it's
every
like, oh
movie,
yeah,
and
it
it's not terrible.
no, it has its moments, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
It's
no
not
it's no cheat
groundbreaking.
skill though.
No,
It's
nothing
definitely
is.
better.
It's unique.
So like the high parts of Sword Art, like with the where he's going and Kirito is going off and going about like from guild to guild and everyone's dying because they suck at the game and he's so much better than them.
At the start, yeah.
Similar sort of like
Similar dynamic.
yeah, to like that really depressing one where the Santa Claus episode where like they all go into the dungeon and everyone dies but him. It's gonna
Yeah,
have like like a similar sort of feel to that.
yeah.
Just not as dark, but definitely more depressing.
They only touched on that in Sword Art. I wish they
Yeah.
delved into that a bit more. Would have
Yeah.
been good.
And see, that's the thing that was wrong with Sword Art was that it jumped so much and then delved into being a harem. If they had have actually fleshed it out, that's why Sword
Yeah.
Art Progressive is
It
so much
didn't
better.
it didn't become harem till second season.
Dude, it's like the first season's only 12 episodes.
Yeah.
It becomes a harem like almost straight away.
It's 12 episodes, man.
It like episode 6 is like each episode is like a different girl, and then it's like, oh, it's Asuna. But there's so many thirsty girls for Kirito for some
Well,
reason.
yeah, because he wears a black coat and cuts things with 2 swords.
It's just wish fulfillment inserts.
Yeah. Kinda. I love. So here's the similarity between it and cheat skill. Kirito doesn't ask for it. He doesn't hunt for it. It just keeps coming at him.
It's the same with cheat skill.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're the same at that level.
Oh, right.
Where
Yeah.
the harem side of it is so forced upon the main character that it feels uncomfortable for everyone.
I would argue that the same with Sword Art.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's their similarity. That's their,
right.
They're very much the same in that way.
Right.
I'm not saying that I mean,
I thought you were arguing that
story-wise,
Sword Art was better. I was like, yeah, but no.
it is production wise.
Yeah.
They actually animated that.
Well, I mean, those are like the 3 tiers of like, because they all
The 3
are
tiers of
isekai.
isekai.
Yeah, cheat skills like, eh. Then you go Sword Art, which is still kind of meh, but it's better. It's getting better. I'm sure there's another tier in the middle there, in between Sword Art
Yeah,
and
High School
Mushoku, because
DxD. It's in the middle.
that's not an isekai.
He's fish out of water, man.
It's not.
He's been thrust into the demon world.
If I can argue that Zom 100 is
Yeah,
an isekai.
exactly. And this is even more so because he literally goes to another world.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that any better than Sword Art. It's just
You haven't watched
more,
it.
it's more. I have. It's just hornier.
argue with
feel
me
like
on that.
I
yeah.
haven't been able to get into harem anime much anymore. DxD
No,
was
'cause
probably
it's
the
just-
last one that I watched. And
It's just
it's
so
fun.
samey.
Like, you turn your brain off fun.
Yeah.
I can't really like Mushoku Tensei does have harem elements, but it doesn't really lean into them that much at the moment. I have heard
It's 'cause he's
spoilers
12.
for wow. He also just lost his virginity at 12, so
Yeah. To a 14-year-old.
but it's also like that.
So okay.
Is it? But it's also in that medieval setting where that is kind of
You're,
when that happens.
you know, he's middle-aged at that point because the average lifespan is like 35, right?
Yes, yes. Well, yeah. But unless you're a demon, in which case you live for thousands of years.
Well, yeah.
Because Roxy is
Or you
like
have plot armor.
40 at the start of the show, but she looks like she's 12.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's because her race lives for like 400 years or some crap like that.
Yeah. I have heard that there is like harem elements to come, but the difference with I can't believe I'm arguing harem elements in a show. The difference with Mishoko is that the relationship, like, they make sense because he has these connections to all of these different girls, and it's not like a harem all at once.
One of them.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, you can argue, yes, it's a harem because there's multiple girls that are interested in him, but it's not all at one time.
Oh no, it will be.
Oh no.
But like, that's
I may lose respect for it.
That's like Endgame, apparently. Like, wrap up the series sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna end this series in my own chamber with lots of
it's almost more like a polyamorous relationship. Well, I mean, we already kind of have that with his dad.
Yeah, it wasn't intentionally polyamorous.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy.
No.
But
it
and
still worked out in the end.
Only because of Rudy.
Yeah.
Which,
I guess.
I'm so excited to see his sisters come back into the fold, which they will, I'm hoping, in a later part of this season. Especially the maid sister, because she is such a fun character. She's just toxic as hell.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, it's like he gets his wish to have like a maid servant, right? But it's his sister, so he has like, it's like the monkey paw wish, like, be careful what you wish for sort of thing. And I just think that's really funny.
Yeah, that's the last thing you would want, isn't it?
They don't play into it in that creepy way at all, which I think is
the
best way to play that joke. But the irony
this should
of it
be played
is
out as
perfect.
You don't want your sister as your maid. Why would you want that? No, nobody would.
So dumb. It's so dumb. But then it's played off really well because of the relationship between Rudy and the stepmom, I guess you would call her. I guess.
The maid. Yeah.
Yeah. Because she is a second mother to him. She helps raise him.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not like your typical like stepmother, but it's the same sort of role.
It's a messy situation. It's a medieval situation. A fantasy setting.
Does that make sense what I'm getting at there?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're making sense.
Yeah, cool.
Makes-
Um, and so
So I'm
yeah,
excited to
with
see what happens next.
that whole dynamic between Rudy, the stepmom maid, and the daughter, I really like that. Like, because she has mad respect for Rudy. Because if it wasn't for Rudy, her and her mum would have been out on the street and probably would have
Yeah.
died. And for like a 5, 6 year old to be aware of that is like just I don't know. I don't know where I was going. I just really like the whole
Intense.
dynamic between the family relations. It's really well written.
Yeah.
I like it. I like Mishoko.
Yeah.
It's good.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's a smart man's isekai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see that. That's why we
Sure.
like it so much.
Did we get any cool action in this episode?
Not really.
You should go watch
No,
episode
not
0
really.
then. Episode 0
Yeah.
had a little
Okay.
bit.
Cool.
Not much, but a little bit.
I'll check it out.
So you watched that, but you also watched the girl I'm in love with forgot her glasses, didn't you?
Okay, so I watched about 15 minutes of it. And
okay, I watched 3.
okay, so the story looks like a pretty standard whimsical, wholesome romance comedy kind of thing.
Can I just say that I got excited in that first 3 minutes when he's like daydreaming about the girl and then Truck Coon comes in.
Yeah, that was such an exciting moment.
I
And
was
that's
like,
that's
huh?
what the show feels
Oh,
like though. I'm like the show feels like it's actually relatively well tuned. So the story and the characters seem to be pretty well sort of fleshed out and they're a good idea. It's the execution that makes it so difficult to watch. The animation is
so
is literally just filter after filter after filter laid over the top of 3D backgrounds and reasonably done 2D animation. There's some good stuff in there, and then there's some moments where I'm just like, oh my god, they just rotoscoped over 3D, and it just feels uncomfortable as hell.
so
Um,
I was watching it and it feels experimental, which I'm all for.
it looks indie.
Yeah. And like it looks
Hmm.
like someone's trying something new, like there's some really cool shots, but it's like it feels unpolished because of how jank certain things look.
No. So the reason it feels like that is because there is no experience in the direction. They've gone, oh man,
Yeah.
fuck, this is going to be a really cool shot. It has nothing to do with the story. It's not going to progress anything. It's not going to make anything better. They just want this really cool shot, and it doesn't come out the way it should. I mean that massive panning shot of him walking up the stairs. I don't know if you got that far in.
I did. That was kind of where I
When
turned it
he's
off.
yeah,
Actually, when
it
he
felt
sits
so
down,
janky, right?
my partner was watching it with me. She was like, "It looks like a video game," and I was like, "Yeah, but not a good one."
Yeah.
But
But the
it
thing
does.
is when he's walking up those stairs, he's 2D.
Yeah.
Someone's actually
Well,
drawn that,
not all of
but
it.
they've drawn it over the top of 3D. So when you watch it back, you can tell it's hand
Yeah.
drawn, but the fluency and the way the movement works is 100% as stiff as 3D. You can see it. So they've just
The
gone
whole
over the top.
thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like they've like 3D modeled the school, so they're able to have a camera like pan around
Pan
and
and move around inside it. Yeah.
yeah. Is that
Yeah.
kind of
And
what's
then they've just
going on
plonked
there?
the 2D animation inside
Yeah.
it, and it feels really uncomfortable.
Like it seems like a really cool idea. It just doesn't feel executed well
No.
enough yet.
No. Oh, and then they smash the thing with freaking lens flares
Particle
and
effects
dust
and
particle effects and all this sort of stuff, and it's just constantly in your face, and it feels so like so gross.
the depth
Really,
feels off as well. I noticed in a lot of
they push
different
the depth of
scenes.
field a lot. They're just like make the background blurrier.
There
Bring
was,
them into the foreground.
I think it was like in the first 30 seconds, where he's talking about this girl, and there's like this really like a city shot, like or a
Hmm.
town shot, and there's like a few trees and stuff, and the camera. So like this is the. So you got the background, then you've got the
Hmm.
girl, and then the camera just goes zoom up to the girl,
Yep.
and the background kind of moves in and then kind of stops, and it looks really flat. And honestly, like my stomach just kind of flipped when that happened. And like it did that a few times actually. The staircase was the
Yeah.
other one. And like I can see what they were going for, and it looked cool until it didn't, and then it looked really bad. And it was even like some of the
First microseconds,
I
just like
know.
I see where they get. Oh no.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, and then like the really low angled shots also looked kind of cool, and then they didn't, and the
Yeah.
legs looked really long.
Yeah, they're doing like these really low walking shots, but they don't have that. Man, I've seen so many of those shots before over the years, which is what makes it so difficult to watch something like this. Is it can be done right, and there is a certain style to doing something like that, and that did not pull it off at all.
Yep. That's the whole show.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, you didn't get quite to the point of where I got, which means that you don't understand that the
couldn't.
whole show's actually got nothing to do with glasses. It's actually a hair fetish. So
What?
yeah, her hair, I'm not even joking, doesn't stop moving through the entire show. Her hair bounces more
Oh
often
no.
than a set of titties in High School DxD. It just constantly moving all the time. She doesn't move,
Honestly,
but her hair's
I thought you were gonna
doing
say dead or
something.
alive.
And it's not, and you can tell what they've done is they've just done they've done several different layers in the hair, and they've just moved each layer individually. So they're just I'm just like, oh my god, why is it still moving? What's going on? It's really making me upset because I feel like the show actually has some legs, more so
Yeah.
than our previous hate did. But I just feel like the characters could have some growth or some ideas or some great circumstances that they're put in, but the animation is going to thoroughly destroy the whole thing.
Yeah. It's
But
similar to another anime that actually who did this one? So I wouldn't be
I
surprised
can
if it
look.
was it there was an anime a few seasons back called Handshakers. That also did something similar. It was 2017, so wow, 6 years back already.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
similar, like it had an interesting sort of concept, but it was like really weird 3D CGI with like these really weird visual effects that made everyone feel sick.
Yeah.
And that is a very small image that I can't open.
Okay, so based on a manga series, the studio that's handling it is called Go Hands.
Oh, it's the same studio.
Oh, is it?
It makes so much sense now. Fuck.
Yeah, Handshakers Go a Go. Okay.
Yeah,
It was an
okay,
OVA for them.
that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, but they've also done The Masterful Cat is Depressed Again today. So that's 2 series in the same season.
Well, they're using so much
CG
3D.
work.
They can probably do that. I can't. Mother's Basement actually did a roast of Handshakers a little while, well, obviously 6 years ago now, that I would really recommend watching. It pretty much points out probably everything that we said about the
Yeah.
girl with glasses. I kind of hope he touches on that this season, actually.
Look, this is really bizarre because they were also responsible for the K series. Are you familiar with that one?
Is that
You would have heard of it.
It's got K and then the other K and one's backwards? Is that the logo? Is that the one that I'm hang on.
It's called the K Project. Yeah, that's the one.
That's
that
their
one.
logo?
Yeah. They did that one. They did Copelion.
I never got around to watching K Project. Was it any good?
I watched a little bit of it. The animation's quite nice in it.
Okay.
Which is so bizarre. And at some point, between Project Scarred, because I thought that was okay animation wise. I might be thinking of something else. Yeah, I might be thinking of something else. So somewhere between one of these productions, the animation has just gone straight downhill. It's like they've got a new production head or something has jumped on board. But yeah, between 2015 and 2017, everything goes.
Handshakers here doesn't look bad. In motion, though,
I know I can tell that this looks uncomfortable.
And all of this, like all these effects, it's the same as what they're doing in Girl with the Glasses. They just layer on so many unnecessary effects, and it just makes you feel ill.
Oh, the lens flares. So many lens flares.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. But it's like weirdly shiny objects and like geodes and geometric
Nothing
shapes.
has depth. This is the problem. Nothing has depth on here.
I take back
and
all
everything
the praise I said for this series because this is not their first rodeo. I thought it was.
It looks so amateur animation type. Like it's straight out of high school. This is what I'm doing kind of environment. And I reckon I've even seen like people straight out of high school do a way better job of animation. So I shouldn't technically use that as a reference.
Like stretching when I say it made me feel physically sick.
Yeah, just imagine that, but her hair is always moving.
And like it's a pretty good title card. Wow, that is. I don't want to watch this, Logan.
I told you the story and the characters seemed good.
Yeah,
it's based on a popular manga series. There is ground in here. There's
2 episodes
base
out already.
Yeah, there is a.
Yeah, do you see how long I got into it?
There's a base for it there. There is content there. I'm just waiting for. Where's it? What do they say on the 1 star?
I'm trying to.
Okay, you can't click it. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's PlayStation 3 animation. I don't. Who signs off on this?
Someone who doesn't care. So why is this show getting 5 stars? Standard horrible creep.
Yeah, he does seem really weirdly obsessed with her, and not in a like endearing way from what I saw.
No, it's definitely like I want to look at you from a distance stalker kind of feel from the MC. And even the way he behaves every time she talks to him, he sort of comes back and is like flips out because he's too close to her or she's not at a distance. The wholesome rom-com for the season, guys. No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. No. I don't know if I can hate watch this one. I'd like to.
I reckon Crunchyroll have got some serious like trolls that love to get in on this stuff and just screw with people.
Just inflating the reviews, you reckon?
Yeah, there will be. We'll see what it's like when it hits 250 to 300 reviews.
How many were there?
It's like 60.
Oh yeah, it's only got 26.
Oh, 26. Okay, and half of them are 1 stars.
No, it's quite significantly 88% 5-star rating. Well, there's 26 comments. There's 3,695 ratings.
Yeah. Okay. Now that we've completely gushed over and yelled at the screen,
there's
we haven't
3
talked
things
about manga, man.
I know, but it's not like this podcast is called Read This Way or anything. We've got there's 2 really good series that you can watch: a season 1 and a season 2. So there's a bunch of stuff you can watch. And if you want to vomit, go watch the other one that I
yeah.
Oh yes, we didn't even. I forgot there was actually stuff that I wanted to talk about with the manga.
There you go.
I just really wanted to say that Chainsaw Man's poem this chapter was absolutely outstanding.
It's been so goofy for like a solid 5 weeks now.
Yeah.
I love the character grounding he's doing at the moment. It's making everybody feel human and feel like they've got something,
There's
worth
a lot of
fighting
agency.
for. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Everyone's goals and agencies are all laid out clear. We kind of, with this chapter, have a bit more, well, yeah, for the most part. We've got a bit more focus now, at least for us are in war. And even with that, though, that's just raised more damn questions.
I'm so confused.
Red Chainsaw Man and Black Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. That was good. I'm happy that they did that because we couldn't tell in the manga. You can't tell because it's black and white.
But also it's the Denji, when Denji lost control from part 1, which is also what the second Chainsaw Man looks like, I guess. Which is the one that Fami is going to offer up to war. I don't know. It's really confusing. I don't know what's going on. It's good.
Yeah. Do you know what my favorite moment of this chapter was when she ate the bread. Nobody noticed. So when Famine's like, "Can I have this?" And then
ate the bread?
in one panel it's in her hand, and in the next panel it's gone. And it's like, oh, that makes sense. She's Famine. It's just stuff's just
can
gonna
I look in your
disappear,
fridge?
right? Yeah, can I look in your fridge? Shut my goddamn fridge.
That was my favorite. Next to the stop thinking about him, dummy, and then she thinks about an entire poem.
That's what happens. So you tell someone to stop thinking about something, they're gonna constantly think about it.
Like the level of like, it was so good, man.
Shenanigans, man.
It was so goofy. And Dandadan this week was just straight fire. Like, it was so goddamn pretty.
These last
the
3
action,
chapters
the
have been
drip, the spread,
astounding. Yeah.
The quality of the art is incredible. If you're still sleeping on Dandadan, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Make sure you start from the start, by the way, because I've had a few people that were turned off because they started at a later point, and they're like, I don't know what's going on. And it's one of those series. Yeah, but you can do that with some series, right? You can drop in and just start going. And Dude, you could drop me into anywhere in Dragon Ball Z and I can just go from there.
Yeah, but you also have prior knowledge of Dragon Ball Z.
I know, but if you dropped anybody in there, you could go. It's just one of those series that you could just, because it's so simple and straightforward. But Dandadan's so complex on the back end, and there's so much foreshadowing and character development that happens throughout the series that you have to read it from start to finish. And I mean that. You have to read it. This is not a recommendation. This is, you have to read it. It's
Yeah, I
a
have
vital component.
like that whole jumping in wherever is a bit of a sore spot for me, only because like, oh wow,
Yep.
comic
go on.
books,
Just to
Western
alienate.
comics. Well, I went to say Western manga, and I was like, hang on a minute, that's just comics.
Yeah.
Well, that's my issue with like DC and Marvel, where I don't know where to start. Like,
Then don't.
Exactly, right?
It's both. It's both something that backfires and something that works really well. So in the DC and Marvel universe, you can have a main story, and then you can have 32 essentially one shots for the same character.
I feel like it alienates certain people, myself being one.
Sure does.
Sure does. I can't vibe with it.
Yeah.
I like to pick up a book and go from one to the end. That's how a story is told. I don't understand.
That's why I'll never pick up the Fate series.
Again, yeah. And that's honestly, Fate is probably the closest example that I could give to manga that is equivalent to like the DCU and the MCU in their comics, because it's all over the place. I don't know where to start.
No.
Maybe.
And if you start somewhere and it seems confusing, it's because you didn't read the other 3 that happened beforehand. And then the one that happens afterwards as well, before you read that one.
I can't. And then there's like so many mixed media properties with Fate as well.
Yeah. It's a devastating series.
But the biggest one for me was like, I really wanted to get into the Spider-Gwen series.
Oh, yeah.
They drop you in after the events of the Spider-Verse series. So you not only in issue 1, it isn't really issue 1. They also don't do her intro like origin story, because it's Spider-Man. We know what it is, except it's not Spider-Man. It's Spider-Gwen. So what, like there's a bit of a difference there, and they just gloss over everything. Peter Parker becomes the Lizard completely off screen, and yeah, I'm not getting into this. Like, it's a big rant for me. I will admit though, the Across the Spider-Verse movie did incorporate it very well into the movies.
Yeah.
But
or maybe it's because you picked up Spider-Gwen, which is subsequently the second part of the series, whereas you should have read the Spider-Verse series before you picked up Spider-Gwen.
All right. I wasn't going to get into it, Logan.
No, it's all right. Well, I was just stating something.
My second gripe is that
I wasn't trying to drag you into the hole.
Was that the second?
just say it was a thought. I was just having a thought.
You've done it. No, you've done it, Neil.
No, it's all right. You don't have to.
I bought the Spider-Verse book, and it's the complete thing, right? It says complete collection. It's like this big.
Yeah,
like, it actually says no, it's not. It's not. But that's what it says on the front. It's the complete thing, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I got it, and I read it like halfway through.
The Spider-Man's.
Halfway through, it tries to sell you another comic in the comic. I'm like,
yeah,
no, fuck off. Just give me the story from 1 to 0. Wait, that's not how it works. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah. Or in Jujutsu sense, it does.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah.
Speaking of jujitsu,
I just don't get it, man. I just don't.
that's all right. You don't have to.
That's why I'm
Nobody's
so
asking you to.
heavily. I'm heavily in the books from the Nihon.
Yeah.
Although I probably also could
look,
have just gone to like IDW or Dark Horse and
yeah,
more of the
where
indie comics.
where it's very it's a lot more focused on storytelling from start to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I also like
I
French
bet
comics as well, and Korean.
actually,
They're all good.
I'm probably going. I think they're actually. It might be wrong, but I think
You're
it's
going on
actually.
tangent.
I know. I was going to mention Saga, but I think it's actually Canadian.
That's Canadian / American.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought. For some reason, my brain was like,
That's
"Yeah,
still
that's
running,
French."
man. That thing's been running
Is
for
it?
so long.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's on hiatus at the moment.
Yeah, it is. That's what happens. They go off and do other projects, and then they come
Oh, that's
back
a good
to
idea.
it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes me feel a lot better for not. I thought I was like massively behind. Whoa. Okay, no, I still am. There's 66 issues.
Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they're not issues. They're trades. So
Really?
it's a fair wad
Ooh.
of book to read.
It's
Yeah.
so good though.
Everybody keeps telling me to read it, and
It is really good.
The scale of it has actually scared me a little bit, and I've just gone.
It should. Oh yeah, no, it is
Yeah.
it's published by America. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Is it Vertigo?
Image.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an independent title distributed by
Okay. Yeah, so Fiona
that's how they
Staples,
work.
the artist, she's Canadian, and the writer, Brian K. Vaughan, he's American. Right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, it's been going since 2012.
Yeah, and K. Vaughan does a lot of stuff. Like he does a ton of content every year. So
well, he's also a TV writer as well, right?
I think so. I think he's done a bit of that sort of stuff as well. Yeah.
This has been very tangential, and I apologize for how all over the place it's been today.
Been fun. Read comics,
we should probably wrap up soon. Otherwise, Kieran will yell at us again.
Yeah, we should just wrap up. We'll just call it. So, favorite issues for this week? Dan.
Ichinose, actually, my God, the character drama there has been insane.
I know it's starting to get a little too dramatic for me at the moment, but I'm still enjoying it.
I'm eating that shit
up.
Yeah,
I know you're enjoying it, but I'm starting to find it a little bit too dramery, a little bit too daytime kind of drama.
Kind of what it's been from the get-go.
Yeah, there was a bit of mystery in it early on. Now it just seems
we've still got a lot of mystery.
Yeah, but it still seems to be stepping really hard into that almost K-drama level drama.
I suppose if you look at what Tyson 5 did in Takopi's, it's not too different. Like it's at a much smaller scale.
It's compact. Yeah. Which I loved.
Whereas now we're at like 50 chapters, which is probably closer to like 6 tankobans, so we're like 3 times the size already.
Yeah.
And we're not done.
It barely even started, but looks of it.
Damn, dude, it got so adult responsibilities in this last chapter. Like, damn, that is not like it's bordering on seinen with like it's,
which is what he does.
Content.
He does
it's
it so
not
well.
Like it's weird though, right? Because it's not like it's graphic, but its themes and its content are very adult, older.
Yeah.
Like
it's not the kind of thing you'd hand to a kid because they just wouldn't understand it.
No, but it's in a kid's weekly magazine.
It's kinda Shonen Jump's been, squeezing between that line.
Yeah, true.
To the more adult series. over the years. So
I mean, it's got that and then it's got Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and then you've got me and Rubrica and
squeezed in there.
Blue Box and what's the Love Witch one? Witch Watch. That's it. Witch
Witch
Watch.
Watch.
Yeah. Like it's
and then straight after that you got Sakamoto and
and like as violent as Sakamoto is, it still feels really fun and kid friendly.
but Yakuza Family doesn't look so kid friendly.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. It's like all over the place, man.
Yeah, it's great. Righto.
Yeah, I'm super obsessed with Ichinose. Sakamoto was fantastic too.
We know that. Sakamoto was great. I loved it. As always. I always do. I'll never be disappointed. He can smear poop on a page and I'll still read it.
As long as it's hard-boiled poop.
That's right.
I don't know what that means, but on that note,
that's just gross.
I've been Brad.
And I've been Logan.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share us all to your friends so we can talk about poop. Catch you next week at 8 p.m.